Oh, this can is seen a movie. Look at that. Got a dented can here. Alright, good to go. I think that my point of view, I think the writer, to be honest, was somebody in high school almost. I can't really see this being something somebody would do outside of high school. It almost seems like almost like a childish way to express your love for a girl, to be honest.
Probably a loved one of some guy who was obsessed with her and wrote her on the wall. I don't know. Probably some girlfriend, or maybe she's dead, and he wrote it to remember her or something. I don't know. That's all I have.
I think this wall is really interesting because it seems like a really sincere message that now has been sort of hijacked by someone else's commentary, and now it seems like it could just be this sort of physical manifestation of a lot of stuff you see now on like Facebook and...
No, I think it's fake. I don't think Rachel exists.
You think the person made her up, or they're...
No, yeah. I don't think she exists at all. Why? Because smartest girl in the world? Is that what the line was?
Yeah.
No. I don't think that person exists. People don't love that, like, each other that much.
Okay. We roll?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know who Rachael is or how one would figure that out. I kind of think that either sounds like someone who's having a hard time or some kind of just young kid with a spray can, you know. Maybe he was there with his girlfriend when he wrote it. Or maybe they had an argument and he wanted to write that. But either way, it just kind of seems to me like something maybe done as a stunt to impress her.
Maybe where it was written is a symbolic spot, like maybe Rachel's no longer a part of their life and it's a remembrance, a memory or something. But it really makes me wonder if they've actually ever told Rachael how they actually feel, or if this is their only way.
Well, he might be a street artist who, instead of doing his usual business, had sort of this spontaneous feeling of longing for this girl, Rachael.
Okay, I don't think Rachel's real. I think someone who wanted her to be real wrote it because he thought it was romantic and looked poetic. So he wrote it because he wanted something to exist that didn't. Rachel might have kind of been based on someone. Go away, Dexter. Either that or he's schizophrenic. It's possible. But I don't think she's real. Because Dexter, you're ruining my interview!
Like, everything you showed me was sort of a romantic way.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's why I do not.
Don't get it.
You don't get why someone would write it?
I do, but that's private stuff to me.
Shouldn't put it on a wall.
Don't get that.
Rachel had a mental illness and she killed herself, and he never had the nerve to say that to her, so he wrote it down.
This is under a bridge, am I right?
Yeah.
Alright, so the person that wrote this is a troll, a person that lives under the bridge. And Rachael is a dog that walks by frequently. The dog walks by, lifts its leg. Rachael is a guy. The dog, Rachael, is a guy. Nobody knows this.
A guy dog.
A guy dog. But most dogs crouch. But Rachael cocks her leg because she's a cross-dresser. But the troll, noticing that this dog is exceptional in many ways, has taken time to write this graffiti. And the graffiti is a statement of his faith in humanity, really, and the canine world also.
I thought that Rachel was probably a sweet young girl who doesn't have a lot of self-esteem if she needs to see a message like that. And I assumed that probably the author was a boyfriend or an ex-boyfriend or somebody who'd like to be her boyfriend. What impressed me was it was good grammar. It had the comma in the right place, and it had the contraction "your" spelt right, and I've seen people highly educated never get that "your" thing right, so that's kind of a goofy little thing, but that's my impressions.
Not that it's right to just graffiti public places, but I feel like he has been watching this girl from a distance, and that he cannot tell this girl his exact feelings.
I guess when I read the piece and think about it, I don't know anyone named Rachael, so it's hard for me to imagine who Rachael would be. In my head, I kind of think of my own Rachael, so either a current or past girlfriend, someone that I loved and thought was the smartest and most beautiful person. I can't really guess who she was except for who she was to me, if that makes any sense. Yeah.
Well, obviously he's a jilted boyfriend or a boyfriend wannabe. He's probably a student, frustrated kid that doesn't know how to express himself. So he finds a way to do it in a public wall. Rachel's obviously his crush at the time. I'm assuming that they'd be young, high school, university, probably high school, maybe early 20s, maybe if they're out of school. Could be anyone.
He's not had all the advantages that life possibly could have offered him. And maybe Rachael was somebody he knew when he was very small, and he has always loved her, but because he wasn't from the same background as her, he was not able to have the same advantages as she had, and so he has found that she is completely unattainable.
I think everybody's got their own Rachael in mind, whether it's someone you truly care about, family member, sibling, or girlfriend, boyfriend. I think the more interesting question is the significance of the place. Clearly, if this was written for somebody, it was written in a place where they could see it in big writing. So my speculation is whoever wrote it really wanted the person, that Rachael, to see it. So best of luck to him.